I think the key to finding purpose is not happiness. Purpose doesn't give you happiness. Purpose gives you fulfillment, and fulfillment and happiness are not always the same thing. Khaos Project is back. This is Billy with his bodyguard Bear. How are you doing, Big Bear?
What's going on, brother? You doing okay?
I can't help it, man. I'm doing great.
Man, you're gonna give me a complex, chap.
Well, if I ever need you, I'm gonna call on you, brother.
You know I'll be there.
I know you will. I know you will, because that's your purpose.
It's one of mine.
That's one of your purposes. Yeah. What do you say? Visual deterrence is a cool thing, right?
Absolutely.
I don't ever want to hit somebody. I just want you to be scared when you see me, right?
Man, so I was talking with my kids and was telling them, I want to make you second guess a bad decision. I just need that split second.
Yeah.
Right. Give me a little bit of extra time.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You think you want to swing on your old man?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
Rethink that. That could be a bad decision. Or, I am getting long in the tooth.
It may not turn out the way you think.
Right. But it's a deterrent.
Absolutely.
It's a deterrent. There's
Cool.
a difference between posture and posturing.
Yes, sir. I think that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, I just appreciate you being my bodyguard and keeping me protected out there. The world's mean to me, but that's all good. That's all good. I'm glad. Thank you.
I'll always be your bodyguard.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Oh, man. Purpose. I think we're living in a world where people are thirsting for purpose. They want to be in charge of their life and they don't know how to experience purpose. I have had more conversations about purpose in the last 3 months than I've ever talked to people about purpose. And because the world is conflicted, this younger generation especially is looking for purpose. Why? Not just why are they here, but what are they supposed to be doing with their time? What are they supposed to be doing with their day? And purpose is so important today that I thought it would be a great talking point today, because without purpose, most people just stay in the bed. We need purpose when we get up. We got to have a reason. We got more depression going on in this country than we've ever had before, because they don't have purpose. And most people are looking for some way to make a difference, whether it's a selfish reason or not. And I'm convinced, Pastor Billy is absolutely convinced, that God has purposed all of us to be something more than what we think we are. I think a lot of times, Bear, that when we talk about purpose, a lot of people kind of close their eyes or they go glass-eyed because they don't even know what that really means. But I've learned over a lifetime of searching. I've done a lot of things. I've done oil and gas. I've done land development. I've done preaching. I've done singing. I've been to Nashville and tried to be something I wasn't going to be. I've done all kinds of things trying to find my purpose.
Right.
And I have decided that I have found my purpose. My purpose is very simple. Stand in the gap and be an encourager, be a man of my word, and be a positive example to everyone I'm around. That's simple. It's that simple.
I think it comes down to what really resonates with you. Like, what do you like? Right? Everybody likes, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
That's going to impact larger decisions, right?
Yeah.
Right, based off your likes and dislikes. What's your purpose, right? Some people are made for some stuff. Some people are made for others, right? Not everybody was meant to be a soldier.
Right.
Right. Not everybody was meant to be a preacher, an evangelist. Right.
Well, I said a long time ago, you know why church choirs came into being?
Why's that?
Because too many people's mamas and daddies told them that they could sing. And they can't sing. So we put all those people who mama and daddy lied to and put them in a big room with a bunch of other people who mama and daddy told them and lied to them, said they could sing. And we created a choir. Because out of that choir, some of them can sing.
Yes.
Now people get mad at me when I say that, but now that it's recorded, I guess I've said it.
Man, You know, I was raised Pentecostal, so actually apostolic. We talked about this before, man.
Yeah.
We had some awesome singers when, it came to, that old time gospel hymnals, man, live music.
Oh yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Stuff that makes you feel good.
Yeah. Of course, I over exaggerate.
You've seen Sturgill Simpson's bit on Righteous Gemstones?
Oh yeah.
All the gold.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
man. I mean, he owned that song,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, man can sing.
No doubt. Nothing like chasing a squirrel.
But speaking of
good.
squirrels, let's get back to purpose. So we two things I wanted to bring up with you related to purpose.
Okay.
Is an attention competition, right? Everything is competing for your attention right now, so it's hard to find your purpose.
Yes.
Or you got somebody else telling you what your purpose should be.
Yes.
But also a comfort crisis.
Yeah. I think there's this something inside of us that we think we want to be or do a certain thing. Everybody wants to be an American Idol.
Right.
Everybody wants to be an entertainer. Everybody wants popularity. All right. The only problem with that is most people don't have the ability to be American Idol. Most people don't have the ability to do entertainment because that's not how they're manufactured. That's not how they're made. All right. I think the key to finding purpose is not happiness. Purpose doesn't give you happiness. Purpose gives you fulfillment, and fulfillment and happiness are not always the same thing.
I think this is a perfect time for my quote of this show.
You have a quote?
So the purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and have lived well. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. When you're doing something that gives you fulfillment, guess what happens? You're fulfilled.
You feel good.
You feel great. And we need to figure out, each one of us needs to find out in our lives what makes us feel valuable. Not happy, but fulfilled. And when we're able to be fulfilled in whatever it is we're doing in our life, it's amazing to me how you would rather do that than this other big fancy thing that gives you none. Most people, a lot of entertainers make lots of money. And as you well know, a lot of them go down the wrong roads. A lot of professional sports do the same thing. They have all the money, they have all the prestige. A year after they retire, they're broke or whatever. We read the stories, and it's because they're no longer fulfilling life. They're not happy. They're out there doing everything they have to do to search for happiness.
I've had more conversations, and I've struggled with this myself. I've had more conversations with guys my age, right? Middle-aged men. Yeah. Right, and women that are just struggling to find purpose, man. Everything is they're going through the daily grind, and they feel like they don't have purpose. And I struggled with this when my kids got grown and they moved out, because family has always been my purpose, man, to be needed, to be useful, right? I've always felt at home when somebody is saying, hey, Bear, can you help me with this? Or I need you to do this. You want to feel needed. You want to be useful, right? And I believe that's part of my purpose, right? Family was my purpose. It was the driving force. After retirement in the military, arguably I didn't have to go to work. Right.
Absolutely. You didn't have to.
There's a lot of days I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to get out of that warm bed.
Yeah.
Right. But, I like to eat Reese's powdered donuts, man. I like to go on vacation.
Well, what makes you wake up in the morning and you want to get out of bed?
Purpose.
Yeah. When you're activating what God has already built you to be, there's something special about it. We help people find purpose. That's what we should be doing.
Right.
Motivating and encouraging and challenging others to find purpose. I love to challenge men to find their purpose, not just go find a job and make a lot of money and be unhappy and yell at their wife and their kids when they get home because they're unhappy. Go out and find your purpose. Be in your purpose. Even if you're not making as much money, you're going to be much happier. You're going to be more productive, and you're really going to be a lot better dad and husband.
Absolutely.
And it's not because you're happy. It's because there's something spiritually fulfilling about it. Even if you're not a spiritual person, there's something still spiritual about it.
Right.
And when we're doing our purpose, we're having fun, we're excited, we're motivated, we're creative.
Let me ask you a serious question. We talk about this all the time, right?
Yeah.
How do you know what your purpose is, right? How do you know what God's purpose is for you?
That's easy.
Right. Because I've struggled with that myself, right? I feel like I'm an Old Testament guy myself. You know, we've had this conversation, stripe for stripe. You know, I like to picture my Jesus wearing a Spartan helmet with a flaming sword, covered in the blood of his enemies, right? But I mean, stripe for stripe, man.
Yeah.
You know, how do you know? How do you really know?
Now, you might not like my answer. In fact, many of the folks that are listening right now might not like my answer. I believe to find your purpose, it has to be a spiritual journey to identify what God has prepared for you to do. I believe that with all that I am. You can try a lot of things and you go out and you find a lot of things. You keep trying little things. But at the end of the day, your purpose brings you fulfillment. Whatever is fulfilling to you has to do with your purpose. And so if you're out there doing things and you're always unhappy, you wake up in the morning and it's like, oh, I don't want to go do that again. You're probably not operating in your area of purpose. You might be making a good living. You might be meeting the needs of the resourcing of your family, but you might not be in your purpose. And there's a big difference. I think a lot of people are unhappy today because they're trying to be things they're not designed to be.
I don't live to work. I work to live.
Right.
Right. Nobody ever went to their deathbed wishing they would have spent more time at work.
No, I've been at hundreds of deathbeds over my lifetime. And I'm going to tell you what, no one ever has told me in their last day or two of life, gosh, I sure wish I'd have made more money. Or, boy, I sure wish I'd have done one more deal. Or I wish I'd have ripped off one more guy. No, it's, I treated my family wrong. I didn't do enough for my wife, and I wasn't a good husband, whatever. I wish I'd have been a better this, or I wish I'd have been a better that.
Right. What are your regrets?
That's what we talk about. A lot of times in our fleeting moments of life, we're focused on regrets. You know what? If you're living in your purpose and you can find stability and contentment in that, you might have to drive a smaller car. You might have to not live in a fancy house. Your purpose may not provide some type of economic fare that you want. It might, but it might not. Okay. What do you want? What's more important? Finding fulfillment and being happy and being the best you can be and being a real you by living in your purpose, or being this other thing that the world wants you to be, and you're totally in chaos all the time. Your life's in chaos. Your choices are in chaos. Your heart's in chaos. Your spirit's in chaos.
You're listening to a bad influence.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You're following somebody else's purpose and not your own.
Yeah. Purpose takes effort to find. A lot of times I have found that we have to try different things in our life to see if we're good at it or see if we like it. If you're forcing yourself to do something, then it's probably not in your purpose realm. All right.
I shared this story with you a little while ago. Master Sergeant Bill Crawford.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. I'll try to surmise this as best I can.
All right.
So this guy, World War II, got captured, was presumed dead, got a Medal of Honor, was discharged from service, went back into service, retired as a Master Sergeant, And then he went to work for the Air Force Academy. So he did not brag about his Medal of Honor, right? He didn't really tell anybody. These kids, I say kids, right? Yeah. So these young men at the Air Force Academy, they find out who this dude is. They're doing Medal of Honor reports. They find out who this dude is.
Yeah.
He's the janitor, man. He's the janitor, right? He's cleaning up piss and shit. And, I mean, he's wiping down toilets, but he wanted to serve, man.
Yeah.
His purpose was to serve.
Right. Exactly.
Right? To be useful. And they actually had Ronald Reagan come out for their graduating class, and he presented Master Sergeant William Crawford with the Medal of Honor.
Wow.
So he finally got his ceremony that he deserved all these years, right? But he never made us think about it, man.
Yeah. He just was him. That's a kid, man. I'm just sitting here kind of in awe of that whole story. It's so challenging and tragic when a person lives their entire life unfulfilled, struggling the entire time trying to figure out why they're here. And it's heartbreaking to me because I see it a lot in my line of work. And people have asked me, how do I know I'm living in my purpose? And my usual answer is, are you being fulfilled with it?
You love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
That's right. Because work is a natural thing that we must do. We are called to work. We are designed to work.
Right. Motion's lotion. You got to keep moving, man.
Hey, even Adam, the first man created by God, had a job. You know what the first thing God did with Adam?
To listen to Eve?
He gave him a job, man. Said, you get out there and you take care of my animals and you take care of my garden. And then he gave him a woman. Now that's work.
I thought it was to do what his wife told him to.
You know, we see how that story ended.
I mean, I guess we did.
I wouldn't go down that road at all. At least not on this show. Come on over my church. I'll teach you something about it.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, but I'm so focused on helping people find their purpose because I see so many destroyed lives. I see so many disappointed people. I see so many hurting people today. And we're hurting because we're chasing after the gold nugget. The gold nugget will not fulfill you.
No, it won't.
It absolutely will not.
I think purpose is essential in navigating the chaos of life, right? Navigating these troubled waters that we find ourselves in, right? Finding out what you're meant to do, right? What is your calling? Right? Again, what did you want to be when you grow up? Remember who you were. Where's your hustle? Where's your grind? Yeah. Where's your energy? Right. And I know it diminishes as you get older and time passes.
Right.
But I mean, find your purpose, man. Find something that makes you happy, that really makes you genuinely content. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I was talking with a group of people today about talents and giftings and things like that. And I said, you know, I really believe that we are blessed as a human race, as an individual person. I believe God blesses each one of us uniquely with gifts and talents and abilities. And I don't think they're for us. I really don't think they're for us. I think that those gifts and talents are for other people. I really believe that with all that I am.
I like that take.
And when we focus on that, we become different. Think about it. If every single one of us were great singers, that would be a problem. If every single one of us was a dentist, that would be a problem. If every single one of us was a doctor, that would be a problem.
Right.
I think every one of us has uniqueness and specialness so that we can help one another be better people.
We have more in common than we have differences. We've talked about that before.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
But what do we have in common, right? Help your fellow man, help
Right.
your fellow woman, right? Help your fellow human being, right?
At the end of the day, we're here for a very short time on a calendar. We live a very short life. And in the midst of that, here's my question to ask. Who have you helped be a better person today? Who have you encouraged? Who have you lifted out of depression? Who have you assisted in finding purpose, happiness, life? And to me, there's nothing better than that.
Well, I can tell you, you know, talking shit behind a keyboard doesn't help. So, get off the keyboard, get off the computer, do something purposeful, do something with meaning, right? Like you said, help your fellow man.
Right.
Do something that's going to make yourself stronger, faster, smarter,
Right.
and help somebody every day, right? And you will be better for it.
Yeah.
You will feel better. You look good. You feel good.
Yep. Laziness has absolutely no value in a culture that we have.
Right.
Lazy busybodies has no productive value in our society. And so, hey, my message is get off your lazy, or you know what, and find a reason to make a difference in your neighbor's life. It's that simple, Bear, I think.
I like it.
I'm not too bright of a guy sometimes. I think it's so much easier to just stick with the basics. This is not rocket. I'm telling you, I don't think it's rocket science. Finding purpose is not rocket science. Finding purpose is being willing to not be you without finding out who you are first.
I can tell you if you choose to do nothing, you're going to fail. Right. So you have to figure that out for yourself. Right. Nobody expect to self-rescue. Nobody's coming to save you.
Well, the old saying is the best way to guarantee failure is not to try.
That's it.
And so let's try. That's my word. That's my word for the day.
Slay the day, chap.
Slay
the day.
Make the best out of today. I tell people all the time, if you don't go to bed tired, you didn't do anything today. If you go to bed tired, then you laid it all out there. Because we don't get tomorrow, maybe. We don't know. We only have today. Yesterday's over. Tomorrow's not yet here. We have today. Pour yourself out there. Leave everything on the field, as we say in football. Leave it all on the field, man.
The Texans did.
Yeah, that was a rotten day today for those guys.
And I'm a Texans fan.
I got you. Hey, it's all cool.
I was a little bit hurt. Texas and the
Hey,
Texans.
there we go.
But
And so at the end of the day, gosh, just be a man that helps other men.
wake up with the attitude of gratitude.
Thank you.
Right. Wake up with the attitude of gratitude.
Yeah,
Positive
yeah,
self-affirmations.
yeah, absolutely.
Tell yourself, I'm going to make today my bitch.
Yeah. Stop making excuses to fail.
Right.
I told my kids when they were growing up, said, stop making excuses to fail. Start making excuses to be a success. How about that?
I like it.
Find reasons to be successful, not reasons to sleep in. Find a reason to get up. Find a reason to go find a better job. Find a reason. And that, my friend, is called purpose. And that's all I got on the moment.
I like it. And I think that's a perfect place to wrap this up, chap.
All right, man. Why don't you take us out today?
Be useful. Be a man of purpose. Right.
Yeah.
Positive affirmations. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be so hard on yourself. And, you know, whenever you're faced with something hard, man, talk to yourself. Tell yourself you're going to conquer it. You're going to come through the other side, right? Because that means something.
Absolutely.
Because if you go in there, whatever it is, and you expect to fail, you're going to fail.
Right.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Plan
Right.
to succeed and do what it takes to be that.
I'm gonna throw out a Goggins deal. Stay hard. Stay hard, man.
There you go.
Stay hard.
Absolutely. That's it. Hey, this is Billy and Bear for the Khaos Project. We'll see you next time on the street.